Turn off live caption. All right, recording just started. Hopefully, we didn't miss too much from the recording. Okay. All right, so few lines just so that it's recorded. The focus here is to finish installing your Python environment and Jupyter Notebook and the packages. So follow module 1 carefully and meticulously to set up your environment successfully. Afterwards, you can complete the Hackshop one on Blackboard or Canvas. All right, I'm here to help you troubleshoot any problems with the installation. All right, we'll keep the recording on. I see some hands still raising. Is there because of a question, or is that just because of my earlier questions? I see some chats here. Oh, here. My own chat. Okay. Hang on. Araceli, are you here already?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so all right, so you are able to find a solution to your question.
Thank you.
Great. And Srinidhi, you asked the question. Now it's time to practice how to send a group chat. So you sent me a question. Yes, I see that. Why don't you send a group chat? And the way to do that is you can do it here by adding another person to the chat. You can click the Add People button on the top right, and then find Eva in the dialog in the search box. And once you add Eva, you'll see a group chat new window. And then you can start typing questions. We can all see them. All right, this question is about Jupyter Notebook. Let's see. All right, yeah. Once you know how to send, and once you know how to send a group message, we'll get to that question. Sabrina has a question. An arrow, and I open Jupyter Notebook. It looks like you're using Mac. Is that right?
Yes, Professor, that's correct.
Okay, and did you install Python using Conda?
I installed it last semester. I believe I did use Conda to install it.
Okay, and this is where you probably need to help me before I can help you, since I don't use Mac on a daily basis, and I installed Python and then put together that tutorial. That's perhaps 2 years ago at least. I I was able to do it, but not before a few troubles, but I was able to do it, but without using Conda. So I know virtually nothing about how to troubleshoot problems that in Conda. But I see that.
So it did open the notebook. I'm just getting this 404 error, and I just want to make sure if that's something I should worry about or not.
Yeah, I see that it's running. You have the session. You have could not open static file. So what happens? What do you see on the browser? Do you have the browser page for Jupyter Notebook? So when all right, let me demonstrate, and so that you know what to expect. Here. So I'll just show you the Jupyter Notebook interface, which should be the same with the Mac user. Hang on. So when you successfully launch Jupyter Notebook, you'll see something like this.
Yes, I
You see
do.
local hosts, Jupyter. So you see this?
Yes.
Okay, then good. Then that error you might just disregard it. As soon as you can do the tasks for this course, then it won't matter too much until you hit a wall and something's blocking you, and then we'll come back and deal with that. Otherwise, you can safely disregard it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure. Srinidhi, sorry, Srinidhi, we're still not seeing
Yes,
your
sir.
group chat. So
Uh,
unless you have
Eva
solved your own
helping me
question.
out, in the other chat, so
Say that again.
Eva is helping me out in the personal chat, so I just create a group. Should I create a group again, Professor?
You don't know how to do it? Is that your question?
No, I'm in touch with Eva, so she's helping me out over here.
Okay.
In the thank you, Professor.
All right, sure. All right. Anyway, so we have another question. From Kaushik. You're done with installations and the hack shop. Can I drop off? Sure. Yeah. If you're done with the hack shop 1, your installation is no problem. You have no other problem or questions. Feel free to sign off and enjoy the rest of night. Yeah. Hello. That worked, right? That worked. And we have home. Yeah, we got your message. Yeah, it's this, this works very well. We have a question from Amy. Oh, so Amy had a question about notebook. So for asking questions, don't send it to notebook. The class notebook that I showed you is an archive of past questions that will help you on some of your questions. Sometimes when I get a question that is already covered in there, I will direct you to the class note, but you will not be able to add anything to the class notebook. And I'm also not going to use the collaborations. Well, if there's any collaboration space in the class notebook tab of the Teams, we're not going to use it. So we're going to use two places primarily to solve your problems. One is the group chat. You sent me and Eva a group chat, and we deal with, we answer a question in there. Or sometimes when you ask a question that neither of us know a solution to, I'll probably ask you to send the same question to the general tab of the Teams so that everybody in the class will see that, and maybe some other student has already found a solution, you know. So that's going to be two places where we, you know, try to solve problems, other than if we schedule a meeting, we can share screens. So that's how we're going to do. Hopefully that's clear. Amy? Right. In the past, I asked students to send questions send questions as well as solve other people's questions in the class notebook as a collaboration. But since that archive has already accumulated, you know, fairly good amount of questions, typical questions, we're not going to do that because it starts to be uncommon that you have a unique question that's different from whatever what we have already. All right. A reminder that I realized yesterday when I was troubleshooting with Win here. After installing Python, or even now, even if you have finished installing everything and completed HackShop 1, if you haven't updated the PIP tool, which you use to update or to install all the packages in, I'm talking about Windows users here. So the PIP update tool, also it's better to keep it updated. So you know, just run this in your command prompt, open up a different command prompt, different from the one that you launched Jupyter Notebook. Once you launch Jupyter Notebook, the command prompt is not going to give you command. So you need to open another command prompt window and copy and paste this. I'm going to put it in the chat and run it. Don't type yourself, even though I know that you like typing because typing is part of coding. But here the command window is a different beast. Sometimes you see symbols that does not look like the symbol that you saw. Sometimes 2 dashes, you somehow type 1 dash and it gives you an error. It doesn't work well. So just, you know, copy and paste. And don't change the spaces in between. Copy and paste and run this pip install space -- upgrade space pip to upgrade your pip tool in your command prompt. You know, just in case, or it will actually end up solving some of your troubles during the installation process. Let's see. Oh, if you follow the steps exactly in the step 1, you do not need to set the environmental variables. The trick here is that you click the checkbox that says add to system path before you go through the first step of the installation interface of Python. Then it's going to add all of those for you. You can skip step 2 and 3 and go directly to 1.2. Let's see. Yes. Okay. I don't think you need to do that in extra. I got the error. Okay. Right. When the PIP was not upgraded, sometimes Jupyter Notebook installation, you may have some trouble. Yeah, Panda worked somehow. You know, it's just but updating PIP was a good idea. It should solve a lot of the questions about Jupyter Notebook, I think, here. Okay. Sounds good. How do I say your name? Manal? Is that Manal?
Manal.
Manal?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. It sounds like many of your issues have been resolved. You may have some trouble with the rise. After you have followed the steps, and then you go into Jupyter Notebook, you open a Jupyter Notebook, you don't see rise, the icon. Sometimes it take a little while to come up. I don't know. But with a blank, with a new Jupyter Notebook, even after you have installed Rise, you may not see that icon. Not icon, a button that you use to turn on the slideshow. You may have to open the actual. You may have to open one of those Jupyter Notebooks that is actually actually turned on the slideshow mode. Then you can see that button. So if the installation process goes well, you didn't see any errors or complaint, chances are that you have installed Rise correctly. That is the 2.0 module. So don't worry too much if you didn't have any errors. Just proceed forward. All right. Anybody has any question about the Hackshop one? The questions in the in the screening survey? Do they make sense? Let's see. Oh, okay. 1.3 is about Jupyter Notebook. So the directory. So this is what I mean by that question 6. When you did the module 1.3, you probably created a folder under your username in the Windows directory, and then you grabbed the Windows directory of that link to that folder, and then you open up a dot, I believe it's called, well, it's in the .jupyter folder. It's a Py file that you use the text editor to edit that. You search and found the Jupyter. You found the notebook dir, and then you uncommented that line, and then you put in the directory. I'm asking for the actual directory that you used when you did the 1.3 module. Let me open up 1.3 here. So, Manal, are you still with me?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it still relevant?
Yes.
Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to demonstrate. Wait, somehow I can't find this window. All right, hang on. So this is 1.3 module. I'm sharing the screen. Here, you most likely you have run this line and it went well. You didn't have a error.
Yes.
And then afterwards, what you are going to do is, let me switch over to my screen. Okay, so what you're going to do is typically, this is my Windows Explorer, or you can typically go to this PC, and then you have a few files. There typically you would go to documents, or if not in documents, you'll go to your name. Where's your name? My name is XMA. So this is my XMA folder directory. The tutorial says, you know, as an example, you can go to users, which is users, and then your username. This is my username here, XMA, and then underneath, you find this folder. After running that line of code, which is .jupyter, in here there's a Py file that you use the text editor to open, and then you find that line, right? And then once you find that line, it's this line. Once you find that line, you it's blank afterwards, that you're supposed to include a directory, something like this, right? But the actual directory that you use would be something like under your username, and then you create a folder. If you follow the tutorial, you probably use Python projects or anything else, or BZAN6355. And then I'm asking for this directory. So it's typically this, but better if you answer with the actual directory here. When you put it into the text file, you are going to use a quote to wrap it, right? And then you also are going to include one more backslash after each backslash to escape it. Does that make sense? So to follow the same format here, except the only difference would be to replace your username with your own username.
Yes.
Okay, so to answer that question, this is the answer I'm looking for.
Oh, okay.
Right, that makes sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you, sir.
Great, sure. If you have completed the tasks, feel free to sign off and enjoy the rest of the, enjoy the early sign off from the class. And you have a couple more hours to dispose of. The next to do will be homework 1 is due next, not this, but next Saturday. All the homeworks will be due at the midnight of Saturday, which is noted on the syllabus. All the hack shops will be due ideally at the end of each as a class meeting that we have hack shop due. So it's a good idea to be familiar with the kinds of questions in the hack shop ahead of class. And of course, you should be familiar with the contents, the module contents, as well as the skills that were covered, you know, the data objects, the functions, the methods, the maneuvers, and syntaxes of the relevant skills covered in those modules before the class meeting. And also, we will not meet every week. Remember that. We will only meet in those weeks that are designated with a class meeting. And for each week, for each class meeting, we will have a separate Teams meeting item, just so that you will not make a mistake about going to the wrong class. Dewey says you cannot run. Okay, this is because your Jupyter notebook is not installed successfully yet. So when you try to install pip install Jupyter or Jupyter notebook, what happened? Did it say success?
Yes, Professor. It's run through all the code and it says success.
Really? Well, it shouldn't happen, honestly.
Let me try to run that.
Yeah, why don't you? Okay, maybe offline. Why don't you show? You can open a separate meeting, or if you don't mind, you can show the screen to the class, and then I'll see. I'll see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Do you have the installation in front of you? Do you have the history of installing Jupyter? In terms of the prompt, do you have the prompt in front of you?
Yeah.
That shows Jupyter Notebook installation.
So I'm gonna share my screen with you.
What do you mean? If you feel comfortable sharing your screen, go ahead. Do you know how to share a screen? You go to the meeting window where you see the cameras, and then up right you have a share button. You can share your screen.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Professor, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for question 6, what you just showed, you showed actually for creating a Python project, but my understanding is the question is like, what is the default Jupyter directory? Isn't it that .jupyter which we create, which is created automatically?
No. The .jupyter is where you find the file that you edit.
Yeah.
I'm asking for the address that you put into that file.
Oh, okay.
So that address is going to be the place on your computer where you will save all your Jupyter Notebook and data files, right? So that's where I'm asking.
And what's the deal with the double backslash? It's like, because when I submitted it, I used just a single backslash, because if you go to Windows directory,
so in the .jupyter folder, where you edit the text file, in the text file, when you include this directory, you need to use double backslash, otherwise it won't work.
Yeah. That I understand, but I mean, to answer
in
question
survey,
6,
that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
That's not critical, but it's
Thank you.
better if you
Okay.
include exactly what you put into the text file.
Okay, thanks.
You
Thank
see
you.
what I'm saying? Okay, sure. Dewey, I'm not seeing your sharing. Are you still trying to?
Yeah, I'm still
Oh,
trying.
okay. Wait. You said it failed. So you shared that screen. Okay. Wait. So this PIP needs to be updated, but I'm asking Jupyter, did you install Jupyter correctly, or that's part of the feedback that you got? So, which means your Jupyter didn't go through completely, which is
Yes, that
possible. Yeah, that's
yes.
possible. So you need to update PIP before you install Jupyter. And when you update the PIP, when you upgrade the PIP, use the line that you put in the chat of the class. Let me type here. So copy and paste into the command prompt.
Okay.
And then run this, wait for PIP to upgrade, usually take 15 seconds. And then afterwards, follow the tutorial again to install Jupyter Notebook.
Okay, I get it. Thank you,
Sure.
Professor.
All right. Anything else here? Oh, how do I say your name? Hamai. Humawin? Humawin? If you have submitted the Hackshop one, you don't have to revise your answer. If you haven't, and I ask you to replace 1 backslash with 2, so that I know that you put in the same in the configuration. If you have submitted already, then don't worry too much. For Shrinidi's question, Eva, do you have a handle on it? Do you know what's going on, or do you need my help?
I think one of the students still has the problem.
Who? Srinidhi?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Still having the problem?
and yeah, but I think his problem is very similar, like the one we just talked. Dewey's problem,
Right.
because it
Yes.
seems that Jupyter Python doesn't install very well.
Right.
So
It's
she
the
can redo
PIP,
that.
the pip update issue. So you can ask her to update pip before attempting to install Jupyter Notebook. And she needs to
Professor,
reinstall. I mean, she needs to make sure Jupyter Notebook installs successfully.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem it was completed. And the reason is because pip, the PIP needs to be upgraded and then reinstall Jupyter Notebook, and things should be right.
Professor, I tried updating the pip and reinstalling it again, and I still get the same error. I mean, I can share my screen over here if you don't mind. Can you help me with that?
Okay, can you slow down a little bit too fast for me? And
Oh,
also,
sorry.
it's better if you don't mind sharing your screen,
Yeah.
or just share the command prompt. That's fine. Do you know how to share?
Yes, I hope you can see my screen.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jupyter is not recognized. Scroll up. Yeah, just
yeah.
delete this line first.
Mhm.
Yeah, can you scroll up to show me where you installed PIP upgrade?
I've updated. Mm. This is me installing Jupyter.
Yeah, but that is not successful, as I said. Jupyter
Okay, so
was not completed well, and there was some reason that caused that. So you need to fix that, the other reason, before you can reattempt Jupyter again. So why don't you do this? Just start typing. You don't have to scroll. As soon as you start typing, it will go back to the original place. Type PIP space install space dash dash again and upgrade space PIP and enter. Okay, already satisfied. And okay, and then let's do PIP install Jupyter. Is that install Jupyter on Jupyter Notebook? Should be Jupyter. Okay, no errors. You want to scroll up and see if there's any errors? Okay. Looks fine. Yeah. All right. What other reason could it be? Let me see. Then it should work as far as I see.
So after this, I created a folder as in manual,
Yes.
and I named it Python project over
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah.
And I went with I went with typing this command,
Right.
which is where I'm getting the error. So
Yeah.
this is the command.
Yeah, that's what I see. So let's see the error. Jupyter is not recognized. Hang on, let me check a few things. Okay. Python should be installed. Well, let's type Python and enter. Okay, 3.10. Shouldn't be. Maybe that's the reason. Because it's a different version. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. And also, what system are you using? 11?
Yes.
Okay. That might be another reason, but I
I do
don't
have
want to blame those.
just
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a Jupyter notebook installed already. So will that be the cause? I
Okay.
have a Jupyter.
You have Anaconda.
Yeah.
Might
I'm
be
sorry.
a good idea to do through that. Are you familiar with what you did there?
Yeah.
So did you learn
Like,
anything when
yeah, I
you,
am familiar with using Anaconda and Jupyter notebook over there. Yes.
so you program video games?
No, I don't program video games. I was doing a project earlier in my college, so I had Anaconda. To see
Okay.
I install Anaconda for that. Yeah.
All right. If you know your ways in Anaconda, for Python, and then you have all you need. So the only difference would be managing packages, right? So if you use Anaconda from now on, it's fine, right? The way that you launch Jupyter Notebook, this might be the reason you install Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda, so the keyword is preserved, maybe, so that you, when you type Jupyter Notebook, it's not recognized in command. That's possible. That's entirely possible. In fact, if you're familiar with Anaconda, you can stick to it. The only difference would be the way that you launch Jupyter Notebook every time. So the way I do it and the way most of the class will do is go to Windows command and open and start Jupyter Notebook from there. But the way you do maybe in, can you, well, let's see, can you go back to the command?
Sure.
And type exit, exit, exit,
EXIP.
and parentheses, T, exit.
Oh, exit. Okay, exit.
Yeah. And parentheses. Parentheses. Yes, parentheses, not curly parentheses, just the regular parentheses.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the other one. And enter. All right. So you're back at command. Can you show me how you turn on Jupyter Notebook using Anaconda?
Okay, so I don't really go use command prompt to turn
Okay.
on Jupyter.
Sure, that's
I
fine.
generally go for.
So show me how you do that.
Yeah, sure.
I see a question just came on. We're trying to troubleshoot here.
So I go to this and I launch the Jupyter Notebook from here.
Okay. Wow, a lot of stuff going on. And I see multiple Jupyter. Anyway.
The
maybe.
navigator has.
Yeah, okay. So that's how you do. Great. So there's really nothing different other than the way that you open Jupyter Notebook. Now, in the future, you also need to install other packages like, let's say pandas, matplotlib, and scikit-learn. One way to do that is in Jupyter Notebook. I guess you can do the same. You can run those commands in the code cell in Jupyter Notebook and install those packages here. Or you will install packages inside Anaconda. As long as you know how to install packages, Python packages in Anaconda, then you have everything you need.
Okay, got it. So these steps, should I follow and finish it, or should I leave it as it is? That we have the ones that everyone are following.
I somehow cannot understand what you say.
Yeah. So My question was, should I follow the manual and finish the remaining steps that are there in the command prompt, or should I?
No, you don't have to do that. So you have completed module. Well, let's say if look at the remainder of the module 1. If it says install a package, then you use your own way to install that package, but don't follow the steps.
Okay.
Other than that, module 2, module 1.4 is to open the Jupyter Notebook. You just did, and you created a new Jupyter Notebook. That's fine. So everything's fine. Module 2 installs the Rise slideshow. So you will, well, that gets a little bit tricky because there are a few lines that you need to run in command prompt, but you are not going to do that. I don't know. So maybe you try that, but if it fails, likely it will fail. Then you probably need to look at Google to see how do you install Rise and configure Rise correctly through Anaconda.
Okay.
So try your best, and then, you know, it's not urgent, right? So, and that's module 2, that's for next week, but you start deal with it as soon as you can, and then let me know in a few days if you tried, but it didn't work, and you couldn't find any other solutions, and let me know. We'll try to see if there's any workaround. Right. So far, you're on the right track. As for the Hackshop 1, yeah, for Hackshop 1, you can simply answer yes. You know, or you know, answer based on, or you can say I use Anaconda, so these questions don't apply.
Okay. Okay, Professor.
All right. Yeah, don't worry too much about Hackshop 1. Try to complete it, but you can say you use Anaconda.
Okay, Professor.
Mm-hmm. Great. We have a question from Jessica. Oh, a none. You want me to explain 1.3?
Are you talking to me?
Sorry, I'm talking about a none.
Oh, no.
No, I'm already done with that. Thank you.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Jessica, back to you. Are you still confused?
Yes, I am. I'm just not sure. So
Bullet 5. Which bullet 5?
So bullet 5,
point-
step 2 of module 1.3.
Oh,
There's only
well.
one bullet 5.
What is it called? Configure something.
Yes. Configure
The Jupyter Notebook config file, right?
Yes.
And are you able to open it with a text editor?
So I finished the line of code in the command prompt window, and I hit enter, and
Yes.
it's not giving me anything. And so
Wait,
apparently there's a sorry.
When did you get the error? After which
Well,
step?
I did not get an error. I did not get an error.
Okay. Which step are you?
I'm going back to step 2, and then I'm trying to cover step 3.
Yeah.
So then step 3 is saying that there's a file created in this name,
Right.
but then it's not asking.
Did you find that file?
I need to, sorry, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Let me go back. Yes, I found that file.
Okay.
And then
And you need to open it. Instead of double click, don't double click. It won't
Okay.
do anything.
Okay.
Right click and then open it with a text editor.
Okay.
If you don't have any other text editor installed on your computer, then it's likely the notebook. So you open with notebook, and then it looks like a bunch of lines.
Just once. Okay, so then it's showing configuration file, application. This is an application, a bunch of
Right. Okay, you're
nonsense.
able to
Okay.
read it. Great. Then you need to find the line to edit. Then you can use search function to search for. Look at bullet point 5. Bullet point 5. There's a line that starts with C.notebook app. This is the line that you're trying to find. You can use that first portion to search. Notebook app.notebook _ dir, underline dir. You can find that line. There's only one line that has that. Once you find that line, you are ready to edit that line. This is what this step is trying to do.
Okay, so I found the line,
Yeah,
and then
you found the line, right? You follow the step. A few things you need to do. You need to delete that pound beginning at that line. The pound sign is there to comment out. Once you remove that, this line is going to be in effect. You're putting it in effect essentially. And then you need to edit the actual path. To do that, you'll need to do what I did earlier in the video.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense?
Yes. So then I think I'm good. Yes, thank you for walking me through it.
Sure, great. And then right. And you will check whether or not you are successful in configuring this file in 1.4. Keep in mind that when you do 1.4, you will launch Jupyter Notebook. And then you will see the Jupyter Notebook window, but be carefully look the content of that. Let's say, so when you open the Jupyter Notebook interface on browser, you should see the content that is in the actual Windows folder that you configured. Now, that folder might be empty, right? Because you don't have anything in it. So your Jupyter Notebook interface should also show nothing in it. That means you are in that folder. If you see a bunch of folders or items in your Jupyter Notebook interface, that probably means you are still in the default starting place. That's your own username. And so, you can tell based on which version you see, and we'll go from there.
Okay, got it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Great, sure. A NAM, right? NAM. Yeah, I think if you can open that, try to do a few things. Try a few things in Jupyter Notebook. Open a new notebook. Change the name and type a few lines, and then save and exit. Try a few of these, and once you've done that, you should complete Hackshot 1. Yeah. All right, I think all the standing questions are resolved, at least for now. such notebook. I saw this error. No such notebook, dir. Okay. So, okay. Anand, the issue is in the notebook config file, when you put in the directory, you included some symbols that are not. Okay, so you included username, you see? You included the parentheses, username parentheses. You are supposed to replace that with your own username.
Okay.
You
I'll try
cannot
to
simply
do
copy
that.
paste, and you want to make sure you have a folder that has the actual name Python-projects in your own
Okay,
directory.
so the
So
folder name
so
has
what
to be the
happens
same as
is
Python-projects. The name has to be the
Python-projects,
same?
right? You need to create
Okay.
a folder and then use this path. Or you don't have to use this name. You can use any other folder. You can use the course name, right? And then you customize the path and put it in the config file. You see the link? You need to have the
Yeah.
actual file, folder, not file, sorry. You need to have the actual folder, and then you need to put the directory that points to that folder in your config
Right.
file. That's how it works.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Anam. This is Anam's question. Remove the pound sign at the beginning of the line that you're editing. That is what it does is you are putting things into effect. The pound is a commenting line. You remove the pound, it becomes an actual code. Make sense? Right. That's why. Yes. Remove the pound sign. And replace and put in the directory with the format that's in the module. Great, sounds good. And all right, we still have quite a few students here. I hope you're not all having troubles. All right. I hope I can, share some stories, but we're busy troubleshooting.
Professor,
Yes.
so I don't have a question about the hacker shop, but I don't see our class on Teams.
You don't see the class on Teams. That's because of probably because of a few reasons. But you are able to join the class.
Well, I have a friend in the course that was able to send me the link to join.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. Can you share your Teams window?
Yes.
Yeah, Teams window is the main Teams window. Let's go from there.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, let's check if you are in that Teams. Click the calendar tab on the left. Oh, you don't have it. You don't have it. Interesting. Okay. Can you go back to the Teams tab? And let's change view first. Hit that little funnel sign, the 3-line thing. Yeah. Hold on. No. That's not. Let's do this. So that's a search. Change view. I'm trying to look for change view. Maybe. How do you change view here? That's a search. Let's see. I was able to do that very quickly when I. Oh, it's underneath, right underneath. Click the setting, the gear, and switch view. And wait, this is setting. Select the other one. Switch. Okay, yeah, here. Do you see it? You should be looking for 20231. Not here. Go underneath. That's MIS. You don't have any hidden?
No.
Okay, that's strange. When did you sign up for the class?
Last semester.
Oh, okay. Let me
Like I was
confirm
able
you
to
are.
sign up as soon as enrollment opened.
Yeah, let me confirm a few things. Feel free to turn off share.
Okay.
Let me confirm you're in the in Blackboard. Do you see Blackboard?
I see the course on Blackboard.
So you can see that. Then it might be a technical issue. That is, I will need to email the Teams admin team for UH, and then check that they add you in the course. But let me get your username. What would okay? So Aina, is that Aina? Aina, how to say your last name?
Oh, Etchner.
Ashner. Let me check my team's roster. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking through the list. Yeah, you're not in here. 34 people. Let's see. Okay, we have 35 students, and we also only have 34 people in teams, so you must be the one who's missing. So I'm going to.
The same also goes
send a
for
support team.
6357.
You're also missing from there. Okay. You are the unlucky one. Sorry. So
Sorry.
I'll ask the support team to add both.
Okay.
Can you send me a private chat?
Yes, I can.
In Teams, and send me your Cougar username and your PeopleSoft ID, and let's go from there.
Yes, I can do that.
Oh, yeah, so Eva was able to add students in here. Maybe we can do that ourselves.
Yeah, at the
Yeah,
beginning
let's
of the
try that.
class, yeah, at the beginning of the class, the two students said they just could not log into the Teams. They cannot listen to the class. So I just add them in, but I didn't check with you if they are really enrolled with the class. So maybe you need to check that.
That's fine. We can check
Okay.
later.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I can add them. I just
yeah, please. So Ami, what do you need? A username or email or anything?
Yeah, we can copy paste the email and we search up the student and we just click add member, so it will be added.
Okay, so
I can
here
do
I
that.
believe
Yeah.
this
I DM'd, I messaged you my
AME. I
username
just did AMEJNER at cougarnet.uh.edu, right?
yes.
Yeah, Eva, please use that
Okay.
to also add.
Okay.
Later on. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll check. I'll match the names. How soon would it happen once you add them?
Just immediately they got into the classroom. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And the same thing will go for 6357.
Right. I suppose I have the 3 students email here. Let me see how many students are missing from
yeah, I
there.
already added to see if you can see it right now.
Yeah, Amy, you wanna
Check.
take a look?
Yes, I see the class
Okay, good.
class now.
Okay, the other class is fairly small.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to do this. The other course looks, well, we have a problem. The other course has 1 more student than on Blackboard. So we have the other problem now. We have unwelcome guests. But we'll see. It's not a problem too much. But so let me see. Oh, okay. Even though it says there are 14, I don't see 14. Ami, you're not in the other course. I checked. Not yet. All right. Let's add you. Well, this is not supposed to happen. You are also an IA. Which course are you? Which department are you helping?
With the decision of information and systems.
Yeah, but which professor are you helping?
Dr. Demoka.
Oh, okay. Database.
Yes.
Now you are in the other course as well.
Okay. Okay, yes, I see it.
Okay, great. So it's fairly efficient once you add the member. Great. Great.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other questions? I think we can wrap up the class today.
Professor, can I have a quick question, but it's not related to this course?
What is it about?
Actually, it's about the capstone project class. Are you also in charge of the BZAN6360 class?
Yes, but there might be some changes. Let's wait until we have cleared all the questions about this course.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions about today? About Python installation, Hackshop 1? No? And then then we should wrap up. Either, yeah, we should exit and end. Let's meet else outside. Sure. My pleasure. Great. All right. Have a good night. Make sure you turn in Hackshop 1 by the end of the class or by the end of the night. All right. Let us know if you have any questions, and take some rest. See you. All right, and I'll be messaging you.
Oh, yes, thank you, Professor.
I'm also